Hello and welcome to the Hands Up If You're Human podcast and to the Inalienable Truths series of episodes. In these episodes, we will look at our incredible storytelling ability, how unhelpful most of those stories are, and what we are left with when we strip the stories away. My name is Wyndham. I am the Blueprint Coach. Welcome back to the podcast. Thank you so much for listening. Hopefully you know by now, hopefully you've listened to the previous, what are we on, previous seven Inalienable Truth episodes. We're going to get right into it. These are all taken from the companion book of Inalienable Truths, which is essentially a compendium of 50 of these truths that I believe are indivisible. They are the bottom line. You can, if you're interested in seeing that companion book of inalienable and often inconvenient truths, you can get a free download. Just go to my website, wyndhamjames.com. After about 30 seconds, there'll be a pop-up. Input your email address for a newsletter I am still yet to send, and you'll get a free download. So you can peruse these at your own pace. But for now and for today, we are on to Inalienable Truth number 8, which is you are not responsible for the pedestal others put you on. As always, leave a few seconds for that to sink in. Give it to you again. You are not responsible for the pedestal other people put you on. And as with all of these, there's a touch of nuance that goes with it. People's expectations and demands of us are created by the stories those people tell themselves about us. We have no control over the bar they set for us as a result. When we fall short, their disappointment is of their own making, not ours. The reverse is also true. I think essentially with this one, it's really about how much we can struggle and suffer because of other people, because of the expectations other people have set for us and of us. Now, I look back on periods of my life, and sometimes it's very difficult to understand who or what has set that expectation of ourselves. But it is 100% worth taking the time to try to figure that out. These inalienable truths are really about getting underneath the conditioning we have. I talk about let's interrupt the automatic. Our blueprints are there to automate our reactions to what goes on around us and to us. And as a result, keep us safe. However, so many of the things we think and believe and do are keeping us safe from dangers that aren't legitimate, aren't real. And this, I think, is a real killer for a lot of us. When I say real killer, I don't mean that literally. But this is a real impediment to us being able to genuinely reconnect with who we really are and actually go out into the world and be that person, free from this weight of expectation of other people. There's that classic line, isn't it? It's going, I'm not angry, I'm just disappointed. Well, according to this inalienable truth, that's not my fault. That's your fault. You made a decision or you set an expectation of how I was going to show up. But you don't get to do that. Only I get to set those expectations. And that only happens when we are willing to face the discomfort of other people's disappointment in us. And it is not a comfortable place to be. There are people in my life who I still never want to disappoint, who I want to think well of me, who want to think I'm good. And yet, I don't get to choose that. I don't get to know where their expectation is of me. And the other thing with these expectations, which is a real kick in the proverbials, is it really an expectation they're setting? It might be, but it's just as likely to be an expectation we've set based on a story we've told ourselves about what we think they think of us. It all gets a little bit circular and a little bit, but does he know that I know that he knows? But does he know that I know that he knows that I know that he knows? All that kind of stuff. So it's worth taking a moment and taking a step back from anything and everything, especially at this point in the year when, my God, I'm looking at mine and Louisa's social diary this month. It's chocker. We are never this busy. We are never, we never have so many things stacked up, not just at the weekends, but throughout the week, because the weekends are so busy, people are putting things in during the week as well. And there is a moment in all of that where we go, well, okay, what's the expectation here? Who is setting the expectation of me as to how I'm going to show up, particularly in this month, particularly in the run up to Christmas? So cut yourself some slack. As with all of these, this is as much about, giving ourselves a break, giving ourselves the opportunity to truly reflect on what is happening in our life and starting to pressure test those expectations. So, well, actually, if it's something I really don't want to do, why am I doing it? I made a promise to myself when I left my last career, and that promise was I am never going to do anything I don't believe in again. Now, there's a nuance in that means it isn't that I have to want to do the thing, I have to be able to find some meaning in it. But that meaning is of my own making. It is no longer of anybody else's creation. So I leave you with this inalienable truth. Inalienable truth number 8. You are not responsible for the pedestal others put you on. And the touch of nuance again. People's expectations and demands of us are created by the stories those people tell themselves about us. We have no control over the bar they set for us as a result. When we fall short, their disappointment is of their own making, not ours. The reverse is also true. I will leave you with that, short and sweet today. Thank you so much for listening. As always, it would be hugely appreciated if you are enjoying these podcasts. Please like, comment, subscribe, share them with other people. And if you want your say, if you want to let me know how you are feeling about the podcast, anything you think about it, anything you would like me to cover, anybody you think would be really interesting to have a conversation with, then please let me know. Drop me an email. Oh, I nearly gave you my email then. Drop me an email at handsupifyou'rehuman@gmail.com. Get onto my website and get your free downloadable copy of the companion book of Inalienable and Often Inconvenient Truths. And with that, I wish you a peaceful and joyful few days. Take care of yourself, and I will speak to you soon.